I think one thing that's really beautiful is watching Peter come home afterward, and it's just this wide shot where we see Aunt May step up to him, and she's already gotten the news, and she just cries into his arms. But we've gone now from up close to Peter, sitting on the Griffin up on what is the Empire State Building. We got his close up of just, oh God, this, because that's a beautiful Spider-Man moment. He catches the guy, realizes who it is, and then movie stuff. The guy does try to get him with a gun. Peter breaks his hand, and then the guy trips and falls. But again, you're kind of responsible for that death as well. But that's a movie. In the comic, he just delivers him to the cops. But the very next scene is a very Spider-Man moment where Spider-Man's all the way up on the Griffin, and you see the close-up of his face of just the awe of his level of responsibility for what's happened tonight. And then the camera backs away, and the distance tells you how empty he feels. Even though it's a beautiful shot, it's a beautiful shot of a lonely man stuck in his thoughts with absolute darkness around him. Again, darkness comes up, not just for the Thunderbolts. And so when he shows up at home, and he's the furthest person away from camera, and Aunt May comes and cries into his arms, this is also the visual storytelling that he is further away. He is now having this experience of this hollow emptiness and the responsibility for it. There's a reason the camera is the way it is. Now, they may have shot close-ups of the sequence, they may have shot different angles, but the fact that the editor left it there, and it may have just been shot that way. A lot of directors will shoot that way, knowing that that's what the image means. But that's why I've wanted to discuss this movie in this way with you, because I wanted to explain to you what Sam Raimi's doing with the camera, what he's doing with the story construction. Granted, yes, there are screenwriters. David Koepp wrote Jurassic Park. I'm slipping on the other writer's name, but he wrote the second movie as well. Yes, there are screenwriters, and they are owed their due for how the movie came about. But what did I talk about with the Blade episodes? The director's job is to also look at the script and make sure that the story direction is going the right way. And even if he's happy with the script, it's so much more important that the way he shoots it communicates what the script can't communicate. The where the camera is has everything to do with communicating the character's emotion. And so the fact that the last close-up we get is Toby just feeling crushed and terrible for what he's done, and then we get a wide shot. It's a beautiful wide shot, a wonderful Hollywood wide shot, with that distance from him looking at the darkness. It's symbolic of how he feels hollow, how he now feels so small. Now he's smaller than he ever was. When the movie starts off, our introduction to him is this tiny silhouette of a person running behind a bus, because we're just seeing him in the side view mirror of the school bus. And that's just how people are treating him. That's other people's perspective of him. But now that he's responsible for Uncle Ben's death, when we punch out and now he's just a silhouette against the darkness, now he's less than the silhouette in the light. Now he's responsible for feeling like small, like he's nothing. And so the shot choices are there to communicate to you story.